No, you can do this.
Are you sure?
This goes... If you're not sure, then turn around. I'm very sorry, I'm full of that.
I was going to switch on the sat-nav thing.
It's just after 7 a.m. on Saturday, the 30th of June, 2018. The UK is cooking in what will become the country's hottest summer on record. And we're late.
So go this way.
We're on our way to intercept two of our friends, Tim and Tano, who have been running since midnight over Skiddaw, Great Calver, Blencathra, Clough Head, Great Dodd, Watson's Dodd, Stybarrow Dodd, Rays, Whiteside, Helvellyn Lower Man, Helvellyn, Nethermost Pike, Dollywagon Pike, Fairfield, and are currently descending the steep grassy slope of Seat Sandal at a rate of knots. So you'd think the least we could do, in a car, is be there on time with some breakfast for them. Hi, and welcome to our podcast about the Bob Graham Round. A 66-ish mile run in the Lake District up and over 42 of England's tallest mountains in under 24 hours. Recorded throughout 2018 and 2019, this is an audio account of a year preparing for and attempting the BGR. These are our Bob Graham sounds.
Sorry, when we were here a couple of months ago, that's the route we did for reasons that are too difficult to explain.
My name's Bob. I'm driving Beanie, my oldest schoolmate, real name Nick, and another Nick, who we don't know very well. He's a recently recruited support runner. He will turn out to be a fantastic and indispensable last-minute signing. Bizarrely, given that I'm road support coordinator for this attempt, I'm injured, so I can't run. I've never actually been to the mountain pass above Grasmere known as Dunmail Raise, ever. Dunmail Raise is one of the least attractive parts of the Bob Graham Round. According to Wikipedia, it's a large cairn in the English Lake District, which has given its name to the mountain pass on which it stands. According to local tradition, the cairn marked the burial of a king named Dunmail, who was slain by the Saxons. For our purposes, it's a lay-by on the northbound side of the A591, a busy stretch of dual carriageway between Kendal and Keswick. Today, the lay-by is overflowing with cars, carrying support crews of runners, attempting the BGR. We should have arrived at Dunmail half an hour ago and set up, ready to receive our contenders, but we spent too long over our own breakfast in the guest house and then went the wrong way out of Keswick.
Yeah, what I'm stuck in now, but it felt like a hefty... Yeah, and they're on the way down, Tano leading the way.
I was all ready to follow the sat-nav, but Beanie, who's been there many, many times, the last of which was just 2 weeks earlier, said he'd navigate. And I said, OK. Mistake. We throw the hire cars up the curb with abandon, miles down the road from the stile and runner crossing point, and immediately start flapping.
Right, Tano's here.
Tano's here?
Yeah.
Hi Nick, yeah, hello, nice to see you.
We were driving in convoy with another, now poorly parked hire car containing Mark, aka Team Leader, or TL.
There'll be people saying to me, oh my god, please can I wear your majestic hat later on today.
He's currently rolling his eyes beneath his Lawrence of Arabia sun visor at Beanie's sense of direction. He was with Beanie 2 weeks ago when they ran from Dunmail. He's being driven by Gabor, a magnificent example of Hungarian masculinity.
I enjoyed that. The scenery was incredible when we came down from Blencathra with Patrick. It was just about breathtaking. And I couldn't believe it was 3:30 and there was already kind of light.
Gabor is the road support for Tano.
I've only had one gel so far. There's like an avocado in there, if you can just chop it up.
Yep. The other contender, Tim, is supported by his wife.
Hello.
And his new baby.
Hi.
His mother-in-law.
Hi.
His wife's sister.
Hi.
His wife's sister's husband.
Hello, everyone.
Also nicknamed Beanie, confusingly, and a close family friend. But any slightly mocking tone in my voice is misplaced because they are bloody brilliant.
Has anybody ever got any special requests?
A super organised catering and first aid support machine.
Right, anyone who's going anywhere, as in on this run, do you need anything?
already set up in the perfect location, dispensing food, drink, clean clothes, sun cream. We are a shambolic shit show 300 yards down the road, hastily lighting camping stoves, putting out chairs, making food, and trying not to get run over in the panic. The steep grassy ascent of Steel Fell looms over us, the first peak to be climbed in leg 3, the longest section of the Bob Graham, which includes the fairly unpleasant summit of Scarfell Pike, the tallest mountain in England, in about 6 hours' time. The first 2 legs have been overnight, cool and clear and quiet. Leg 3, however, will be a beast. Today, a very hot, rocky and unrelenting beast. And at this point, neither Tim nor Tano has ever completed this leg at the pace they need to finish the whole round in under 24 hours.
Have you got sun cream with you to keep whacking on?
Yes, we do, yeah. Have we? Yeah.
Possibly not enough to keep you. No, because I've applied literally all I've got. And I thought you said you had.
But they've got a change of support runner personnel. With fresh legs and clear heads, full backpacks, they will carry the water and food and keep the spirits up with gentle encouragement, banter, and they'll navigate, so the contenders can just run where they're told. Although perhaps worryingly, one of the navigators is Beanie.
If you look that bad when we start, Nick, what do you look like?
I know, it's promising, isn't it? Very promising.
To be fair, Nick's knowledge of the fells is probably the best in the group, but he's nervous about his fitness in the heat, carrying an enormous pack of food and water, and he's particularly concerned about sunburn on his fair skin.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I did my neck or not.
Team leader Mark is supporting leg 3 too. He's got good fell knowledge and the most expensive sat-nav watch as a backup. He also has a heavy load to carry, but he's happy that it's contained in his last-minute panic purchase rucksack, and he looks determined and confident with a good beard under his Foreign Legion headwear.
What was that?
The interviewed Beau Geste, yeah.
I think a man wearing a pink fucking vest.
You are quite a picture.
Particularly
The third supporter is the new recruit Nick, who quietly turned out to be a total hero today.
Did you see Tim stop and throw up beetroot juice? Painted the bracken red. It's like...
As they head upwards towards the hot fells, we have 6 hours to regroup and drive round to the remote valley of Wasdale, which is the next road crossing and refuelling stop.
Brill, thank you very much.
Good to see you all. Well done. See you in a bit.
See you later. Don't put your table.
Yeah. Never needed that. Wasn't quick enough.
So that gives me a handy breather now to introduce you to our team properly and take you back in time a few hours, days, weeks and years to when we were bitten by the Bob Graham bug. So, I went to school with Beanie. We've known each other for nearly 30 years.
Yay, look at this.
Is that a good idea?
Well, I've realised
White underpants?
that white underpants, the first time you put them on, it's amazing.
Because you've got a tan?
Beanie is a Bradford City fan and sits behind Michael at Valley Parade.
I had the sense to abandon the first attempt at the top of Skiddaw. We were on time, but I was drenched to the skin, and I have to say, I thought it was really frightening. You know, you're leaving the lights of Keswick behind, and you're entering the darkness, and there's nothing ahead of you but black.
Beanie is deeply smitten in a sort of bromantic way with Mike, and the bond was only deepened when the cold, wet Mike descended from Skiddaw to sleep in Beanie's recently vacated hotel bed and to steal all his warm clothes the next morning. At some point, Mike must have mentioned to Beanie that he and his younger brother Mark wanted to try and complete the Bob Graham round.
I was just having a chat with somebody who was asking me about the BGR and whether it was a midlife crisis, and I was thinking, yeah, it probably is.
So, in 2015, they made an attempt in heavily emphasised inverted commas, which ended, before it began really, on Skiddaw, in the dark, in apocalyptic rain with only one cagoule between two siblings.
Mark made an attempt the first year, which I think was 4 years ago.
Right.
Which, as somebody said today, we haven't a clue what we're doing. And I suppose that's how it has to be, doesn't it? You make an attempt and you fail and you learn from it, and we did. And, I mean, looking back, we shouldn't have even made the attempt.
The attempt became team folklore and cemented the bond between the brothers and Beanie. I was then invited a year later, along with Tim, a colleague of Mark's, to join in the fun.
This is Tim. It's the Monday before the attempt, and I've just got back from my final training run. 4 miles, but in absolutely boiling hot weather, and looking at the forecast, that's the weather we're going to have all week, and probably on the attempt itself.
So our preparation for Tim and Tano's attempt this year, 2018, was gently resuscitated from the ashes of the aborted 2015 fiasco.
Did you have support set up and things like that?
We didn't really have support.
Yeah.
No.
Your absence of any waterproof or outdoor clothing whatsoever.
Terrible.
And we had 2 very enjoyable long weekend recceing explorations in the summers of 2016 and 17, at which point it was felt that we couldn't stretch our credit with our current long-term life partners any further without someone actually making a legitimate attempt. So here we are, the core group of Mark, Mike, Beanie and me, supporting Tim and Tano.
Tim. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Alright, yeah. Hello, Tano.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. A little bit nervous, but it's good, yeah.
Plus our invaluable extras, Tim's handsome younger brother, a surgeon called Patrick.
Which lake is that?
That's Bassington.
Right.
The only lake in the Lake District. That's a common pun joke there, is it? Someone will say how many lakes in the Lake District, and tries to figure out the answer in the 20s, but they're all either waters or meres. I mean, it's a slight play on words, but
yeah,
that is the only technical lake.
Okay, they're good.
And it's got a nesting of ospreys that fish in it on a regular basis.
Well, you're a rich source of information.
And I spend all my free time either in North Wales, the lakes, or Scotland. So, if you ask me about anything topical or any sports, I'm afraid it's a no.
Our new recruit, Nick.
Well, you've run for about 11 hours there, haven't you?
Yeah, I was realising that on the way down, going, this day's not turned out quite as I thought, and eating all sorts of food that I haven't planned to eat.
Yeah.
An unbelievably well-prepared and super fit late recruit called Chris.
If I'd have known I was swapping legs, I was saying, because I was up here last night, just because I thought it'd be a nice thing to do to get up and experience the sunset.
Right.
Little did I know, a few hours later I'd be back.
The handsome Hungarian Gabor.
Ultra running is always, or long distance running is like life. Ups and downs, a lot of disappointment, a lot of bad things, good things. It's literally like an ordinary life. It is actually. It's just that. It's you have losses, you have injuries, you have real serious dark moments, very, very dark moments.
Tim's entire extended family.
Carly,
Hi.
Laurie,
Hi.
hi. Hello, everyone. Hi. Well, I'm recording this for our podcast. We've all met each other now.
And a fantastic last-minute cameo from a chap called Ian on leg 5 that you'll have to wait to hear to believe.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Yeah, that's all right.
As with any group of amateurs having a crack at something like the BGR, our prep and our training was mixed, sporadic and generally more last minute and undercooked than would have been ideal. None of our group lives in the Lake District. Some have hills in Yorkshire and Derbyshire on their doorstep. Others are in the home counties. I'm on the south coast, so we have to make do with what we can get. We also have jobs, families, injuries and countless other aspects to our busy lives that pushes the Bob Graham off the top of the priority list. However, we do have a WhatsApp group, so the BGR is always bubbling away in the background.
Mark Kennedy created group BGR 2018 attempt. Mark Kennedy added you. Mark Kennedy changed this group's icon.
This year, I think we can test the routes a bit. Leg 1, we could have more direct Keswick depart. Is Park Bridge fixed? Direct Great Carver descent, will need to Reckley River crossing. Question if there is a better final Blencathra ascent route and can we take parachute down? Nick, did I hear you say you'd done the parachute?
I haven't done the parachute route, but a friend of mine completed the Bob Graham round the other week. Whilst tracking his progress online, I noticed he had come off Hall's Fell Top a strange way in the dark. I have since spoken to him and asked about his Blencathra descent. Basically it's a trod known as the parachute route. From the summit you head to the right, above Gate Gill, then sweep down towards Middle Tongue. He says it's quite difficult to find the start, but there is a marker cairn 100 yards or so down from the summit and is a super fast direct descent. He added it's a safer descent than the Hall's Fell Ridge and his fastest descent using this route is 18 minutes to Threlkeld.
In other news, I am at a Little Mix concert.
Jesus. This truly is a huge day.
Now, as things came together in 2018, in earnest, with a couple of weeks to go, Tim had been on shared parental leave since his firstborn, Harvey, had arrived, and he'd used that to up his training in the mountains, as well as change nappies. Tano was running well, as he always seems to, but neither contender had recce'd the Bob Graham legs as much as the experts would tell you is wise. All of us were riddled with nerves, doubts, and in some cases, like mine, a complete lack of understanding about the size of the endeavour.
Hi, it's Mark. It's about 5 days before the Bob Graham round. I'm just now sorting out my kit.
This is Tim. It's the Monday before the attempt and I've just got back from my final training run.
I guess there's 3 reasons for doing it so ridiculously early. One is that I'm totally anal about these things and I'm always a week early for everything in a kind of completely pointless fashion.
4 miles, but in absolutely boiling hot weather.
But secondly, I just really enjoy doing it, and it sort of gets my hill juices flowing, which is even sadder, really, isn't it? I think probably. But the third practical reason is actually I'm away next week.
It's Tuesday, isn't it? Yes, Tuesday evening. I'm just sorting through all the various bits of paperwork that I've got to make sure I don't forget what I'm actually doing just logistically to get there.
The difficult bit is trying not to look too excited while I do it in front of my family, who are all pretty miffed that I'm going to be away for a week. But there you go. Can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, can you?
In my very important role as head of road support, I am making my list and checking it twice to make sure I have remembered all the stuff I said I'd bring.
I have got an emergency clothing bag, so I'll have that at all times with a full layer of kit in it. Hopefully it won't be using that.
And now in the cellar to get a camping stove.
I've got an emergency bivvy bag that somebody will be carrying. Hopefully we won't see that. A medical kit that somebody will be carrying. Hopefully we won't be using that.
Right, I'm at our beach hut for phase 2 of Wednesday night's prep, ahead of getting my hire car tomorrow, at which point I hope I can fit all this stuff in there, but I need a camping table.
I've got my running gear, all my sort of shorts and stuff and tops. Trying to not look so daggy this year. I've taken a lot of grief over the last few years for variously sort of cheap and lurid items.
I don't know if you can hear this noise. Sound of flip-flops, but do I risk wearing those in the Lake District in front of A, my friends who might take the piss, but also what seems okay on the sunny south coast? I don't know if that'll go down very well in Keswick.
Got my rucksack, Montaigne Fang 5 I think, and a little attachment from OMM for the front because I'm going to need to carry more stuff because I'm supporting rather than running myself.
Happy times, push the buzzer through the turnstile and we're out of work on Thursday, which means I'm on my way to the Bob Graham weekend 2018.
I just need to now go and pick up a hire car.
This is Tim again. Just got a delivery of 4 water flasks. Sod's law, actually, in this weather, we went to a big sports retailer yesterday to try and stock up on flasks, but found out they're out of stock.
I've got my Hoka Speedgoat trainers, which are frankly a bit tight, but otherwise pretty fantastic.
Right, I finally rented a car. Easy Rent a Car. Should be renamed to bloody pain in the arse, difficult Rent a Car.
Got the water bottles, so that's great. That's another 2 litres for probably Nick to carry.
And then I've got sort of all sorted bits and bobs like head torches, which hopefully I won't be using because I'm not doing a night leg.
So clearly I've got the radio working, which is good because England are about to play Belgium in the World Cup and I'm still stuck in traffic on my way home.
So it's the Thursday morning before the attempt, getting very close now, and it's another absolutely baking hot day outside.
I'm so delighted that I've got air conditioning. The hour that I spent with the bloody not easy rent people is now all worth it.
So it looks like we're going to need to refill our bottles from the stream on leg 3, and to do that and to make sure that I don't pick up any nasty bugs or parasites, I'm going to try chlorine tablets for the first time.
And some gear to mince around Keswick in, looking like a middle-aged mountain Scandi middle-class goat that I am.
So I'm going to take my first sip of it now and see what I've got installed on leg 3. So here we go.
And I think that is pretty much it. I've managed to get most of this packed in the half time of the England-Panama match, which has proved to be surprisingly relaxing.
Oh, it's not bad actually. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Over to the States, and
that
anyways, I would see
is the sound
to more roles
of a podcast playing off the phone. I've made it work. How exciting.
Oh, I've also got my poles, which is probably also another thing that'll go on the list of things that won't come out of my bag, but always good to cart them around the country pointlessly, I find.
Now just a bit nervous and very excited and looking forward to the attempt.
Yeah, that's me.
So that's the build-up with a few days to go. We'll come back to our preparation in the final hours before lift-off. But first let's resume the round with Tim and Tano.
It's 3 a.m, 5 past 3. Just waiting in the car for Chris and Mike. I've been looking on the app, the tracker app, and I can see that Tim and Tano are climbing Blencathra.
One stop that we'd missed was the first stop, the nighttime one.
So Michael, it's bollocks. 3 o'clock in the morning. How are you feeling about things?
Just feeling a bit nervous really, because you sort of feel responsible for making sure you do the supporting bit right. Otherwise feeling fine. A bit tired. Just been feeling like I've been about to get up for the last 5 hours. Just relieved I'm only doing one leg, to be really honest.
Well, you'd be done in 5 hours, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They've done leg 1. You leave from Keswick straight up Skiddaw, over Great Calver, and then through the bogs and round the river, and in the damp of the middle of the night you climb the back of Blencathra, and then you drop suddenly into the small village of Threlkeld, where you're met by a bunch of other people in the cricket club car park, all crewing for their people. It's one of those strange, quirky bits of the Bob Graham round.
How much stuff have we got to shove in our bags?
There's not loads.
I barely slept, having been at the start at midnight and then needing to be at Threlkeld for shortly after 3 a.m. So I was bleary-eyed, but there's something magical when it's beautiful weather in the lakes, and also just it was calm and there wasn't a lot that could go wrong at that stop. Everyone was in good spirits. The runners were still talkative and not aching, and yeah, it was just a nice time.
They're just coming down to the ridge on Hallsfell, so they're just coming down to the right, down the shady bit, and then coming back over onto the ridge.
Off Blencathra.
Yeah, you can just see the head torches up there now.
There's another group here.
In fact, it looks like that group must still be together. There's quite a few head torches.
Right, it's 3:28 a.m. and Chris and Mike and I are in the Thalkeld Cricket Club car park. There's another group over there, and they are laying out the smorgasbord of energy drinks and water, Marks and Spencer's blueberries, Ambrosia rice pudding, the selection of Tim and Tano. Ready for this? We can see a lot of lights coming down Hallsfell. There's at least 2 other groups doing it, and there's some other people here in the car park waiting for their groups as well. So I haven't looked at the tracker since we left, so I don't quite know where on the ridge they are yet. But I'll have a look in a minute.
Who are you guys here for?
Tim and Tano.
What time are you expecting them in here?
3:52.
52. We're expecting. He's having a 5-minute rest, leaving at 49.
Right, there's 2 head torches ahead on
The support runners for leg 2 are Mike and Chris, and it's a lovely run. A climb at the beginning, then a beautiful sunrise bimble along the Helvellyn Ridge, but with a sting in the tail, climbing Fairfield and Seat Sandal at the end. But by then it's almost breakfast time at Dunmail, so it's doable.
And then as soon as it starts going up, you can walk, and then it'll walk right to the top. So.
I've never done leg 2.
It's nice. It's a nice one.
This might be some useful advice whether you're a supporter or a runner. Despite the weather, even if it's the middle of summer and it's baking hot, at 3 o'clock in the morning in Threlkeld, it's really cold.
Chillier than I thought.
Yeah.
Very, very close to me.
Yeah.
Pack extra layers. We had to retire to the car and put the heating on.
Is that just somebody?
Do keep your eyes peeled though, otherwise your runners arrive and you won't be ready.
Hey.
Hey! You're here.
Hi Tim.
Hey Bob.
Hi. How's it going? Good. Right, there's your array.
Right. You're here today. Your sticks for me. The plastic, my cap in a plastic bag.
Yeah. There's a leg 2 bag that he's got in there, and then I've got your other stuff out on the table there. There's your cap.
Socks, I need to change my shoes. Good actually. Huh? It's not bad, team, huh? No, good.
Yeah, so how was it in the dark? All fine?
Yeah, it's fine. It's quite bright. There's a whole procession of lights.
Yeah. You're taking these shoes for this one?
Yes. Is it okay if I just leave it all here?
Yeah. Where's the ball?
They're stuck up there. They'll just coming down slowly.
Oh, I see.
I think he's just struggling a little bit in the downhill.
Right.
It's not to be underestimated how difficult just one leg actually is of the Bob Graham, and on all the attempts that I know of, supporters often struggle as well. It's not easy to run for 4 hours at night over 3 of the biggest mountains in the country. So when you are preparing to be a supporter, make sure you've trained at least 1/5 as much as those doing the attempt.
How is young Harvey?
He's doing well. He was in good form yesterday.
Sorry. Good. Do you want your Vaseline?
Yes, please.
Small talk over, back to business.
So I make it 3:50, which means you're slightly ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
We were expected here at 3:52, so yeah, you've got another 5 minutes of rest time anyway, if you want to take it.
I think we get going.
Yeah. Is Nikki Spinks doing a double Ramsey round this weekend?
Get that quiet.
Why not?
Nikki Spinks is a UK fell running legend. She's run all the big rounds, and in fact she's run double all the big rounds. The Bob Graham, the Paddy Buckley, and at this point in 2018 she was in the middle of a double Ramsey round. She's a future guest on this podcast because Tim was using her as a coach. So that's why we're talking about her with some degree of familiarity and affection. You'll hear the interview that I did with her where she talks about her double rounds and doing the Barkley marathons. I don't know if you've seen that Netflix thing, but yeah, she tells me all about her first go at that as well, a little bit later in the podcast series.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, just didn't mention it at all. I think it must have been because she's trialling new graphene super shoes, so
right.
They must have been keeping it a bit quiet until they knew it was going ahead, and then once I knew the weather was going to be alright.
Yeah, okay.
I'm presuming so.
Yeah.
In this cycle. And she just didn't think it worthy of mentioning.
Just one of those things.
I can only apologise to all of you, and especially Nikki Spinks, for the breaking wind that took place during that anecdote.
Cool.
Bobby.
Yeah, see ya.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, well done.
Cheers, mate. See you in a bit.
See you all, guys. See you in a few hours.
Are you alright taking Patrick back to...
Yes, yeah. I'll take them both back, yeah. Great. See ya. I hadn't factored in we're not coming down together, so I'm packing up now, but the two support runners for leg one, Gabor and Patrick, Tim's brother, aren't here yet. They came down a bit slower than Tim and Tanner, which I hadn't sort of predicted really. But I hope they're not long. I'd quite like to go back to bed.
About 7 more minutes of huffing, puffing, chair folding and hand rubbing to keep warm ensues, and then...
There they are. Great. That's a relief. Morning. Well done. They were off 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, so they got here. Took us all by surprise how cold it was here. Coming here to wait. Yeah, I mean, I guess you've been running for 3 hours.
I the cold. There was windy up on the top,
right?
Which was pretty pleasant actually after we climbed the skidoo. Yeah,
yeah.
Was a sweaty one.
I look back fondly on that journey from Threlkeld into Keswick to drop off Gabor, and then I had to take Patrick up past Bassenthwaite to his youth hostel accommodation right at the top of the lake, and then I drove back about 4:30 in the morning, and it was lovely, beautiful sunrise. I stopped to take pictures, which obviously came out terribly on my mobile phone, but here think it'll be a good idea at the time. Anyway, we had some good conversations in the journey, not least finding out that Patrick, as well as being a superstar surgeon, is also a member of Mountain Rescue, and he was enlisted by his brother Tim to assist as a support runner on the Bob Graham round, firstly because of his mountaineering ability, and they went to check out Broad Stand. We'll come to Broad Stand more, I'm sure, later in the series, but it's the tough bit of the route. If you're going to do the Bob Graham round, you have a decision to make as to whether to take Broad Stand or not. Basically, you can cut short a whole maybe 45 minutes to an hour of scrambling and climbing and going round if you go straight from Scarfell Pike to Scarfell via a short rock climb, but it's scary and dangerous. Here's Patrick to explain a little bit more expertly.
That's you. But other than that, there's nothing massively technical. It's just small exposed areas, and it usually catches people out in winter and also in descent.
Okay.
But the only issue is it's
the toughest leg.
Yeah, and it's just towards the end of it, isn't it? As well, to get from Scarfell Pike to Scarfell.
Yeah.
And because I've only been there once, and we did that leg, and the weather wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. It was just windy, and you're just in cloud, and so then suddenly it looms out of the cloud at you, and it just looks daunting and scary. And by that point, we'd been traipsing around for about 5 hours or something. So exactly what you said. You just think, oh, I don't fancy that in this condition. So,
and if the rock's greasy, I would definitely. I mean, I feel confident on rock, but like we were talking, but both Paul and I are on the safer side, and like being a mountain rescue, I don't really feel like I can do things where I don't want to call out other team members because I'll get necked for life.
Yeah.
Good intel from Patrick. And finally, the night stop was over.
4:42, and we're home again. Time to go and try and get a little bit more sleep.
So obviously it's exhausting running a Bob Graham round, but it's pretty knackering to support people on a round as well. It's 4:42, I'm just arriving back at a B&B in order to try and grab maybe an hour and a half sleep before getting up again to go out to the next stop, which was the Dunmail one you heard us arriving late for earlier on. Now, one of the reasons I'm completely shattered at this point is because my day had begun 22 hours earlier on the south coast of England, and I'd had to get to the Lake District in order to start driving around the Lake District for another 24 hours.
Time check, 6:52 a.m. Friday morning. So, in 17 hours and 8 minutes, the attempt begins. That is an early start. And there's already been some activity on the WhatsApp group. Everyone's up.
My targets are 1. Do 24 hours for the route. 2. Get around the fucker in 27 or 28 hours if that's what it takes. That's probably the most I can offer in terms of commitment. 3. Aim for 24 hours unflinchingly, if and until it's gone.
You have my support, Tim. I salute your attitude as always.
Thanks, Nick. I'd be delighted to have you as pole carrier and chief cupbearer. Winking face.
I will be very happy to pump, alongside, in front, or behind you, Tim. Variety may be the key over such a long period of time.
It will be pretty tantric, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm in the car, about to set off. I feel massively nervous. I'm just trying to fight my way through the school run traffic in Portsmouth. Checklist. I've got recording equipment for a podcast, got a flask of coffee, got food for my journey, got my clothing and kit, and then to support the runners I've got a table and chairs, I've got a big water canister thing. I don't think there's anything else, because it's their stuff, they're on their shoes, they're on their food and drink. I don't think it could go wrong. It's 8:40, and we've just driven past Butser Hill on the A3, which, when I was testing my microphones and things to record these podcast sections, I surreptitiously recorded a conversation with my wife about that very hill when we were sat in bed reading the other night. It was pretty dynamic and fact-filled. Here you go. So, Butser Hill is 271 metres.
Yeah.
Portsdown Hill is 131 metres high.
Oh.
So half the height, obviously.
Scarfell Pike,
Yeah.
978. If I want to practice hill running and get some distance in my legs, the equivalent of one of the mountains is going to be for about 8 Portsdown Hill. It's 10:01 a.m. on attempt day, so we are 14 hours away from Tim and Tano setting off, and I've arrived in Amersham, which is very quaint. I don't know if you can hear hens and ducks clucking in the background. I'm in a Tesco's car park underneath some trees in a nice shady corner. It's a beautiful sunny day, blue skies everywhere. I just went in to use the loo in the Tesco's, and that was in complete contrast to this idyllic surroundings. It was the stinkiest toilet I think I've ever used in my life. It was horrendous. But out here in the car park, it's lovely. So, my journey pauses in Amersham for about 5 or 6 hours, and it's a top secret as to why. Until the next episode of this here podcast, and then I'll let you know exactly who I saw and what I did for that amount of time. But for now, let's fast forward, and I'll resume my journey late afternoon. 17:37, so we are... Oh God, what's my maths? We are 6 hours and 23 minutes away from the commencement of the attempt, and I am on the M42. Just in queuing traffic. And there's been a bit of a flurry of WhatsApp activity. I was in stationary traffic, so I was able to check, and it seems like almost everyone's in Keswick now. And Tim was writing about some friend of the family called Colonel Amlott, who spent time in the army. When Tim asked him for some sort of wisdom about doing a thing like this, his wisdom was that the thing that kept them going under tough circumstances was an unshakable level of commitment and understanding that you would not in any way let down those around you who are working to help you. So us as supporters keep going in order to not let Tim down, which is fine. And Tim also then has read that the other way, that so many people have kind of mucked in to support him, that he is unshakably going to stick with his commitment to do the round, whatever comes, which is fantastic. But and then I feel like a little more pressure piled on from Colonel Amlott, not to be late, not to screw up this support endeavour.
Tim, you really are in business, and I salute you for this. And for your body, and for your commitment to pumping.
Salute gratefully received.
Pumperama.
Pumpo vision indeed.
If it's not immediately obvious already, we are fairly juvenile. We read Viz when we were younger, and so pumping is the word that we use to refer to running on the hills. And it sounds a little bit like we could be talking about something else. But we are men in our 40s. It's relatively harmless. It keeps us amused. Oh, it's a good day when you're onto the Bob Seger on the journey. It is now 18:59. I've got my fingers crossed about the next few miles. I'm just... I think I've just gone past junction 16 on the M6, so I'm somewhere in Cheshire, and there was reports of like an accident that had happened in roadworks, and there was lanes closed, but that was at least a couple of hours ago, so I'm sort of hoping, a bit blindly, that it might have cleared by now. But traffic's always shit on this bit of the M6 when you go north. My parents live in North Yorkshire. We do this a couple of times a year, so I'm well aware of how shite it always gets at this point. It's now 9 minutes past 8, and I'm now north of Preston, definitely. I've gone past the turn-off that I normally take, the A59, to my parents, who live over in North Yorkshire, and I'm heading further north. This is an epic moment. As well as Eric Pride's reaching a great breakdown moment. I can actually see some Lakeland Fells, and I think I'm going to make it. I really need to clean my teeth. I've eaten nothing but coffee and biscuits. Oh, and some chocolate all day. But I've left Lancaster Services after stopping for a second wee break. The lakes are 18 miles away, according to this sign on the M6. Good. It's now 33 minutes past 8, and I'm not far away. It's official. I have just passed the brown sign which says I'm in Cumbria, bracket the Lake District, at 8:39. Because I'm a total dick, I've just added a final butt-clenching element to this last leg of the journey. I am approaching junction 40 of the M6. It's 9:05, so just under 3 hours till the attempt begins, and I've got, according to my car range thing, 12 miles of petrol left. And I'm now shitting myself that I'm going to run out of petrol before I get to a petrol station. Why did I not fill up earlier? What a dick. Still on the Creedence Clearwater Revival version of Through the Grapevine, which is bloody long, and I love that song, but I've never enjoyed it less than the last 5 minutes. My mileometer thingy range is, oh Jesus, it's down to 7 miles. Oh my god, this is butt clenching. The stomach is doing knots. Do not screw this up now, Diggles. So yeah, 11 minutes past 9. Approaching Penrith, slowed right down to 60 miles an hour. Oh god, 6 miles left on the range as we try and eke out every last drop. There's the junction. Come on, don't be far to the nearest petrol station. Range down to 5 miles now. I'm on the A66. Please be so much my petrol. Very, very soon. Half a mile. Third of a mile. Fuel. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo! Okay, we've got a third of a mile to go to some services. Oh my god. Oh, hallelujah. The Reged Centre. Apologies, Cumbrians, if that's poor pronunciation. Never ever been happier to see an unpronounceable place in Cumbria. That is fantastic. Let's get some petrol. So I got there, obviously. Made it difficult for myself, but I arrived at our nice guest house, bumped into Mark, and then, as you heard earlier, me and he met Beanie wearing only some white, fairly skimpy underpants.
The white pants, the first time you put them on, it's amazing.
And we made our evening arrangements, and then they got themselves ready for bed because they were running early legs, and I got my stuff together and then went to the start. Okay, it's night time in Keswick. It's 11 minutes past 11, and I'm just walking from our guest house, heading into the centre of town to where it all starts. The Moot Hall is the building in the square in the middle of Keswick from which you start and finish. You have to sort of touch the front door and then touch it again. Less than 24 hours later, you hope. Quite funny, 5 minutes later, you forget that it's of course a Friday night and everyone's out on the lash in Keswick. I think there's at least another couple of Bob Grahams starting tonight, but there's a funny little trio of drummers playing some beats down there. Police meat wagons are driven past, and there's a whole load of people just overflowing out on to the street in the square, as it is officially Tim.
Yeah.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm alright, yeah. Hello.
Hello, I'm
Carly.
Laurie.
Laurie. All sorts of things. So.
Just finished, so just starting.
Starting.
Mate, what time are we on? Mate, you got a few. My mate did it about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And I ran one leg with him.
Yeah.
But it was the first. I ran from here.
Right.
So you did what you're doing?
Yeah.
Mate, you do it, man. It's not, mate, it's not as hard as they say, right? It's just a few miles. Fair play, eh?
Right, it's midnight. Obviously I've met Tim and all the gang. Tano is not here yet, and his runner Gabor, so I guess they'll arrive in a minute. But there are a bunch of other groups setting off tonight at the same time. Midnight is the time to set off. Piss bloke that we just chatted to, who did it a couple of weeks ago with his mate, is joining in the fun. The kind of normal Friday night crowd has kind of cleared out of the square in Keswick now, so it is just a gaggle of people in expensive running gear and head torches and their supporters ready to will them on. So with just 13 minutes to spare, Tano has arrived. Hello, Tano.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. A little bit nervous, but it's good, yeah.
Yeah, you were stuck on the M6 like me for ages to get here.
Junction 19.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's just awful. Have you slept much? Have you kind of eaten enough? Are you feeling all right?
I think so. I've definitely eaten a lot. Sleep, got some sleep in the car. Slept for an hour now just when we came to the B&B, but I had a good week actually, so good rest week, so yeah, should be right, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's nice and cool. It's nice and cool now.
Now, yes.
It's a funny buzz of sort of awkward small talk as people meet each other who've never met each other, and there's a few groups kind of slightly eyeing each other up, very different ages. It looks like a really older guy doing it, and then some other maybe slightly younger than us doing it as well. Yeah, it's an intriguingly nervous atmosphere, given that it's not even an organised event. There's no marshals, there's no official send-off, people just congregate and then set off. The bizarre thing is that just down the square there was an Ed Sheeran tribute act on earlier, so there's people de-rigging a massive stage, which is what that clunking and what have you is, and the Stone people are still playing their drums down that way. People are kind of wandering through at the end of a summer night out. You know, it's a massive holiday resort town as well, so it's kind of funny atmosphere. Counting down, I make it 30 seconds to go, and we're walking around to the other side of the moot hall to be right by the door. Yeah, go. Well done, good luck. See you, Tano. See you, Tim. Bye.
Road is long and it takes its time.
And they're off. Several groups off at the same time. Dramatic and exciting.
Baby, down in the river and wash this place away.
So you know they got underway. We've been to Threlkeld. We've done the first stop. We know they got to the second stop at Dunmail Raise. They set off on leg 3, and then the prettiest place on the Bob Graham round, certainly for supporters and spectators, is Wasdale. As you come down from Scarfell, your legs are battered and you can't wait to stop, and you arrive in the National Trust car park, where hopefully a carload of people are waiting for you to regroup, refuel, and then steel yourself for the very daunting ascent of Ewbarrow, the first mountain on leg 4. So it's 1:50
7:56 in the afternoon. When we last had signal, they are on target. Me and Gabor just drove here. Hello, Gabor.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Neither of us know really where we're going or much about any of these legs because we've not really run them before. But you ran this morning, so you're slightly more seasoned in the hills this time than I am. How do you think they'll be finding it?
Yeah, I've got a taste in the morning, and we started midnight, obviously, which the first leg, they've done it many times in the dark, so to find the path was easy, plus the weather was absolutely amazing, so clear sky, and there was no difficulty to find the path. I think it helped that wind and cool weather, really, because it's just cool down everyone, and
the heat wave that we've been having is slightly mitigated by a decent breeze today, so as you get higher up it's a bit cooler, so that's what we think might be helping them out.
Yeah, they said about 750 meters is about they are today, and it's about 15-16 degrees Celsius, but because no cloud at all, I think it's just burning hot over there, so I'm pretty sure. They look confident, they look strong, and very go for it, so I think they're gonna be just fine.
Mike and Chris were in the car in front of us, so we've arrived and are just setting up food for them. Gabor's going to cook some pasta, we've got a watermelon, gallons of water, packets of crisps, everything you could imagine. Oh yeah, we've even got a coffee pot. Yeah, it's so beautiful. We've just driven for about an hour and a half to get here because it's a right schlep. You come out from Keswick and all the way round, and then up Wasdale past Westwater, and it's just a beautiful view. There's so many pretty breathtaking views on the way up, and the weather is amazing, so the lakes is looking absolutely at its best. So is that Scarfell Pike, is it? Yes. So that's Scarfell?
Yeah.
And then what, do they come sort of down this?
They usually come down this main path, which you can see skirts down into the gully here.
Yeah.
And just follows this line of trees and bracken into this gully.
Right. So there's definitely people on the descent, and I guess from there might be about 25 minutes or so. Time check, it is 14:55. Our runners are due in at 15:19, but we think they're still a bit ahead of schedule, so we are loitering. Team Tim Tano are all ready to spring into action. This is only a 10-minute break according to the schedule, so we need to be like a pit team. They need to sweep in, change their tyres and off again. We've got chairs in the shade, there's pasta made, cereal on the go, we've got water chilling, and I think whatever they desire we can provide, but we just don't know quite when they're going to arrive. They pop out of a gully which we can't see, so
He's coming. No? Nick, yeah, Tim is coming. Yeah, Tim coming.
oh yeah, great, it is fabulous. In they come to the car park. Tim in the front.
So it's the middle of the afternoon, it's a heat wave, and they're absolutely knackered, so it's got a slightly different complexion to it, this road stop.
Well done, Nick. Alright.
Your runners are monosyllabic and just shattered, just need to sort of go through the motions in a slightly robotic way.
You better eat it, no? Just eat a bit more, yeah? Eat a bit more.
And there's a lot of people at this stop. Tim had brought lots of family members, and there was various support runners and things, so we're all kind of fussing about, and it's a busy car park. There's loads of other cars moving around and people who all mean well and want to offer an encouraging word here or there or engage you in conversation, which ordinarily would be fantastic, but you're suddenly aware that this stop should only be about 10 minutes or so.
Currently 15 minutes ahead of schedule if you left now.
You don't want to get embroiled in a conversation with some other hikers when you should be concentrating on your runners. So we're all fussing and faffing about.
I think the old guy did broad sand. I think someone wrote that.
Decisions need to be made because things have changed. So I think Nick B, my mate Beanie, was going to run leg 4 as well as leg 3, but he's not feeling so great, so he decides to drop out.
Is he? He's dropped right back. Okay. So he looks like I'm on leg 4. Right.
But our other Nick, this new runner, who we've never met before this weekend, but who's preparing for his own Bob Graham round, and so is in good shape, he says that he'll carry on.
Okay, well, let's sort you out.
But he hasn't brought enough kit with him, so suddenly we're cannibalising food stores from other people's bags and moving them across to his bag and refilling. Everyone is very sweaty and hot, and so needs to refuel on the stop as well as reload their packs.
Are you doing any more?
Well, we're gonna.
Okay.
And a plan is made to send Mark and his brother Mike on a shortcut up to Black Sail Pass, so they'll miss out about the first 4 peaks of leg 4, but they can get from Wasdale sort of straight up to Black Sail Pass ahead of the other runners. The plan is made that they'll go there with some extra fluid. What they should have said specifically was extra water, as you'll find out, but they go up with extra fluid, so they're packing their bags as well to do that, because we're thinking that by that point on such a hot afternoon they'll be needing to refill water bottles and all of that. So there's a big buzz of people, but eventually we get there, everyone's changed socks, changed tops, reloaded, refueled, and then we all breathe a sigh of relief. And they head off out of the car park to find the stile on the road that takes you to what is not a very obvious path at all, up Barrow, via a route that if you weren't doing the Bob Graham you would never choose to go up Barrow via. There are plenty of other much nicer routes to come at it from a different angle.
So they've departed, and I rake it that they've left
21, I guess so.
Yeah, 8 minutes ahead of schedule from Wasdale Head, leg 4, so we should see him in 5 hours at Honister. That's the plan, and we've just got to drive back round.
What were you saying? You were telling me something.
I'm glad I'm where I am, driving back round.
So once they've left, we are going to return to Keswick.
I think I can see them.
Yeah, do you?
You're driving, so it's tricky for you, but I can see.
Yeah,
I can see the orange of Nick and the blue of Chris.
Can you?
Nick looked very
so
relaxed as well.
The orange is clearly visible now, just below the big wide grey screen
And
chute.
it's me, my old school mate Beanie in the car, and Gabor is driving, and it gives us a good chance to get the debrief from Beanie on how leg 3 went.
Is that you, Barrow?
Yes.
I think maybe we're a little bit tired, emotional, broken men by this point, and so we get into a larger existential what's the point of the Bob Graham round anyway discussion.
Did you find it tough?
Actually, until Scar fell, no. I felt really good, I felt really light and bouncing along really easily.
Right.
Just hit the wall, yeah?
And then the Scar fell ascent was tough, really tough, and really up a narrow gully that I've done before, but the other way around. So a narrower, trickier version of the way that we've gone before, with no air, and I just got to the top of that, and all of a sudden my legs were just jelly.
Yeah. Had you been eating and drinking plenty?
Yeah, I'd eaten well actually, again until Scarfell Pike, and then I just lost interest, and because
there's the trouble sometimes.
Yeah, I was sort of shouting at Tim every half an hour, and I sort of didn't shout at myself in the same way, which I should have done.
Yeah, I guess it's easily done, isn't it? Lots of lessons to learn about it. I feel slightly funny watching it. I'm not sure that I feel very attracted to it at all at the moment.
It's funny, as I came down Scarfell then, quite a way behind those 3 or 4, it has to be said, I did find myself thinking, I'm not sure that I'd want to do the full thing, really. Well, so much of it is not actually running.
Right.
I had 70. The first leg was complete walking. We ran a bit.
Clambering, scrambling.
Yeah.
All that Scarfell range is just a boulder field.
Yeah. For me, it starts to feel uncomfortable in terms of how many people I'm roping in. A bit like when it's your birthday party,
yeah,
and you don't really want everyone to make a fuss. I sort of might feel a little bit self-conscious of like everyone doing it.
I think, as we said before, Bob, I would choose a weekend of us all running together for 3 days, doing various nice little different routes, rather than this weekend where.
If you ask me,
because actually, we're not spending that much time together, really.
No.
And the time that we are spending together is all a bit. Tense is not quite the right word, but.
Yeah, I mean, those rest stops, whatever, are not fun, are they?
No.
You know, it's quite tense. Obviously, Tim and Tano can't really talk other than stuff food in their mouths and say, "Where are my sunglasses?" and things like that. And then you're in a bit of a panic, thinking, "Shit, where are his sunglasses? I don't know. I put them down a minute ago, and now I've forgotten." So then you feel like you're letting down the whole thing because you can't find the sunglasses, and it all becomes a little bit panicky.
Yeah.
You're coming back to the hotel with us, yeah?
It's 17:07, which, if my 24-hour clock serves me correct, means they've been running for 17 hours and 17 minutes. No, I'm tired as well. 17 hours and 7 minutes. I am knackered. And I feel quite sick after driving all the way to Wattsdale and back again. So if it's 5 o'clock now, we're not expecting them at Honister until 8. So that would mean leaving at 7:30. I can probably get, if I'm quick, a couple of hours sleep, but I just need to load up the car. So I'm walking to find it. And then I'm going to give a lift to Gabor, who's going to run leg 5 with them. And a chap called Ian, I think, who's also going to run leg 5 with them. He's just someone that's got in touch with us off the Facebook group. And I spoke to him earlier and he seems keen. And then Beanie and I will just go and cheer and chivvy them on. Exciting, someone's coming over the brow of the hill, can't make out who
The
it is.
fourth road crossing is at Honister, where there's a slate mine and a youth hostel, and generally support crews congregate in the car park of the youth hostel.
Come on!
At this point in our round, I don't think there were many other support crews there, because gradually, as a round goes on, if someone's going a little bit faster or slower than another, the time between you is stretched out by the time you get to the fourth road crossing, and some attempts have already collapsed and failed by that point, in which case, obviously, there's no support crew there. We were meeting on a beautiful, balmy, sunny evening. It was warm, and we were meeting up with Tim's family and so on, who were already in the back of their van.
Okay, thanks, Ian.
And Ian met us. Ian was a supporter who Mark, our friend, team leader, had got through a connection with, bizarrely, his St Albans running club, and someone in St Albans running club knew someone in a Cumbrian running club that this guy Ian belonged to, and through a message on Facebook we ended up in touch with him, and so he met us there, and he was not what we imagined. He was considerably older than us, I would say approaching retirement age, was quite a hefty chap, well stocked with rucksack kit and heavy duty old school running gear, and he was also seriously refuelling. He had numerous cups of tea. He mind-swept up any food going, as well as his own packed lunch, and then got himself ready to lead the way. He was very specific that he had led a lot of attempt groups through leg 5, and he was a leg 5 specialist.
Yeah, 1984 I did my first support. Going the other way around. Yeah, that leg went in the opposite direction.
So, with Ian in tow, the group restocked, and we got some new runners in. Gabor ran leg 5. Chris was going to run leg 5 as well. Nick Goddard had done a sterling effort, and he dropped out at that point. Not before he explained what had happened with the beetroot juice. I searched and searched for some audio of us in Wasdale. I can't find it, so it must have happened off mic somewhere, but there was definitely a point where Beanie gave Tim, 13 hours into an attempt, a little vial, a small shot glass type bottle of raw beetroot juice, which some bit of running marketing had told him was really good at giving you that extra edge when you're in the middle of a massive endurance thing. So Tim dutifully necked this beetroot juice and headed off into the baking sunshine of the ascent of Barrow, and Nick Goddard was with him. He'd done leg 3 with him, and now he was doing leg 4, and Nick told us at Honister exactly what happened to that beetroot juice.
Did you see Tim stop and throw up beetroot juice?
Did not see that.
He painted the bracken red. It was like, it's about 2/3 of the way up. He felt better.
One of the other little sagas that I should fill you in on that started in Wasdale. You remember we were discussing fluid.
You got any other bottles I can refill?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that's one of mine. Those two
It's got tailwind in it, this red one.
Yeah.
Mark, team leader, and his brother Mike were going to do a liquid carrying leg, and rather than do all the first few peaks of leg 4, they were just going to go straight up to Blacksail Pass and meet the attempt gang there with a whole load of replacement fluid. So they did do that, dutifully set off and carried litres and litres of Tailwind, which is a well-known brand of sugars and electrolytes sports drink. It's powder, and you mix it and get a kind of pink drink that you can refuel on. What they didn't know was that Tim and Tano had got Tailwind with them and were thoroughly sick of it, and so were desperately looking forward to meeting Mike and Mark at Blacksail Pass in order to get some fresh, cool water. And when they got there and found out it was Tailwind, just marched past saying no thanks. So poor Mike and Mark, I think so the story goes, there happened to be a school group of foreign students who were all marching through the Lake District as they do in the summer, and they were all looking a bit thirsty, so I think Mike and Mark managed to offload some of the Tailwind with them, and the rest they just tipped behind a rock and made their way back down again. So they didn't join us at Honister. They were probably still making their way back to Keswick from Wasdale, but we caught up with them a little bit later on, thoroughly exhausted and demoralised by their slightly pointless, completely pointless Tailwind expedition.
You got a head torch?
Yeah, I've got one. Tim, have you got one?
Got one, so it's going
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's crack on.
Right, see you again.
Great, well done. You're doing an amazing job, Chris, well done. Go on, Tano. Well done, Gabor.
I can't believe we're both going to make it.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Well done, Tim. Well done. And they're off. 29 minutes past 8. 8 minutes ahead of schedule, leaving Honister. They might just do it. At this stage, it looked as close to a dead cert as it's possible to get in Bob Graham world. In the immortal words of our new friend Ian, you can get a dead man down from here in 3.5 hours. Right, it is 10 past 9, 21:10, and I'm just bringing people back into Keswick and so on, so just about to park up the car near the B&B. But I've got a strange sort of feeling now of being utterly sick of it. We just had a conversation, I didn't record all the chat, and I'm a bit sick of making the podcast. You know, I've sort of been recording so much stuff this weekend, and it feels like every time I switch off a recorder, someone says something good. Every time I switch it on, I record for ages and ages. Oh, sorry for the self-pity and the moaning, but it is a long day for anyone involved, so don't underestimate how much you're taking on, even as a supporter. I think I want to talk to Beanie and Mark Kennedy about how we go about doing it, because I don't really like the way that attempts seem to happen. I want more romance than that.
Right, it's 10 to 11, 22:50. I've been running for nearly 23 hours, it's amazing. And I'm just walking back, having picked up an extra recording device in case my phone runs out of juice. I don't want to miss the moment when they get back. But we think at some time in the next half an hour they'll be back outside the Moot Hall. They were well on track, and we're all pretty staggered. I think we knew that they were really committed to it and we're going to give it a go, whatever, but I think it's just been so hot that I think we all just thought that that would get the better of them, and try as they might, they would just slow down because of the heat. They just wouldn't be able to sustain it, but it looks like the wind kept them cool once they're up on the top, and then all that sort of, all the training, all the prep, and then just the will to carry on got them through it, so I'm really impressed. Busy again, and that's it. Midnight by the sound of it. Pubs are overflowing. Sounds like karaoke there. Around the corner and into the square. There's the Moot Hall, the back end of. Oh, the Stoners are back with their drums. We're back in the square where we all began. We've got a little gathering already. Hello everyone. Hi. Sleeping baby kid. So I think they come up that way.
Oh, they come up that way? They do come up that way?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. I thought they came that way.
No, I think they come up the hill. Yeah.
See, I thought the same as you.
Even at this 11th hour stage, it's easy to make a mistake. For goodness sake, be looking in the right direction when you're waiting for your runners.
Yeah, here comes Tim. Tim and Tano coming in. It's 22 minutes past 11 and they're on their way up the hill. Well done, Tim. Well done, Tano.
Stop now, surely we're again.
Touch the door.
Oh, right, okay.
Even spectators get swept up in the euphoria. And since this attempt, which was in June 2018, a pub has opened just adjacent to the Moot Hall door, the one which you touch when you finish the round. The pub is called The Round, and that has helped build interest in the Bob Graham. I think it's plastered with photos and memorabilia and bits and bobs about the round inside the pub, so those inside drinking can look out of the window and see those attempting finishing, and it kind of generates a little bit more interest than perhaps there was previously.
Where's Ian?
He couldn't keep up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he'll be around somewhere. I think he went past.
And so to pick up the Ian story at the finish, it turns out that though he is a leg 5 specialist, he wasn't in the greatest shape of his life, and Tim and Tano are good runners, and they were going at a rate of knots, and it was too much of a rate of knots for poor Ian.
Yeah.
Because we'd found Ian such an entertaining and eccentric character, and we were all slightly delirious with our own tiredness and giddy by the end of the day, we'd built an unfair narrative on our drive back from Honister about Ian being a potential axe murderer.
Ian the murderer couldn't keep up, so...
Yeah, I guess that's what he's dastardly planned.
We've met some guy off the internet, and now we've just let him out loose with our good friends across the hills. Of course, he was nothing of the sort, but as he explains, was just not in the perfect condition to see our group home.
Coming down that last slope, down to Little Dale Reservoir, my knees were telling me, you silly old sod, this is the last meeting. That's mine, I take it.
Well, I know you were shouting to...
yeah, well, I didn't know where you were going to go off.
I think we went down. We went down about the right way.
And then, being a middle-aged man, he then explained again in quite a similar way.
Well, done, Tim. Sorry I couldn't be more use to you, mate.
Thank
you. Coming down that last descent to the reservoir, my knees were screaming at me, you silly old sod, this is your last BG support.
I'm really sorry we couldn't wait, but
No, you were focused, Yeah, well done.
And so to our contenders, Tano seemed to have barely broken a sweat.
Well done, Tano. You seem to have survived eating nothing all day as well. Well done. It's over, it's done.
Amazing. It's done.
Yeah.
And he was straight off to the pub, where we all enjoyed a couple of pints. Tim was considerably more battered.
Tim, well done. Are you a broken man?
I can't believe it. It's leg 4.
Yeah.
It got so dark. Yeah. So I've got to go there though.
I can't imagine.
Tim ducked out of the pint at the finish and went home for a lie down, which actually, after one pint, I think we all did. It's an exhausting and exhilarating day, and much as you in advance think, yeah, we'll celebrate long into the night, actually all you want to do is lie down. And everyone deserved a good night's sleep. After over 24 hours awake, whether you were running or not running, we'd got 2 people through a Bob Graham round in the pleasingly symmetrical time of 23 hours and 23 minutes. Timothy Hale is member number 2216 of the Bob Graham Club. Gaetano Basaiaco is 2217. Congratulations, Tim and Tano. On the next episode of Bob Graham Sounds, reflections on a successful attempt after just 36 hours.
Leaving a beautifully sunny Keswick on the Monday morning after the BGR attempt 2018, the first ever successful attempt I've been involved in.
After a week.
Still a bit tired actually. Every day this week I've been getting kind of knackered towards the end of the day. I think it's just really taken it out of me.
And then 1 year on.
Yeah, when I think of my route, it's that I kind of zone in on.
Right.
That's amazing. I felt so good.
And the start of a 12-month build-up to an attempt of my own.
How do you feel, Mark, at the end of it? Do you want to do it next year?
Well, I know when all the tales of everybody being sick does not make it massively appealing.
No.
But just like everything is, I think I'll give it a couple of days.
Yeah. At the moment I'm sort of too exhausted and I'm massively unfit, so I feel like I'm a million miles away from doing it. It's a bigger enterprise than I thought.
It is. It's like a military thing, isn't it? You need everybody doing their shift.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it could have had a harder days with weather, but I mean, it is been so hot.
Yeah.
The fact that they haven't all got heat stroke is a miracle.
Yeah.
Well, they probably have, but the fact that they're still moving with it.
Yeah.